Hello, 3L scholars. So welcome back. Today, what we're looking at is your grammar practice, at least part one of your grammar practice, for our first unit that we're putting together this year on passive verbs. If you haven't yet seen the video going through your grammar notes for this section, looks like this. Please go ahead and pause now, go back and watch that video, download those grammar notes first, because you will need those new endings. I'm going to reference them a few times, probably every time as we go through the video here. But you do want to be sure that you have that out and that you're not just kind of, going through the motions here, okay? So, reviewing what we're doing here, remember we just have learned the other voice for verbs, right? Every verb is either active or passive. If it's active, the subject is performing the action. If it's passive, the subject receives the action, okay? But, for this exercise here, really, we're more concerned with what the verb itself looks like, okay? So, just to review really quick, about halfway down your grammar notes, we kind of reviewed our active endings and how, almost all of them in the present system, well, actually all of them, have these endings, right? Whether it's present, future, or imperfect, they basically end the same way, right? For the present tense, active, we would have OST, mus, tis, nt, right? For the imperfect tense, in the active, we would have bom, bos, bot, bomus, botus, bont, right? For future, we have bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitus, bunt, right? To make those passive, so to make the subject of those sentences, receive the action, we really just slightly modify those endings with these endings. So aris tour, more, mini, and tour. Okay, and we're not going to go back through, all the, each tense right now. There's another lesson for that. You can go back and look. But basically, what we're going to see on the exercise is a verb is either going to end with an active ending or a passive ending. If it ends passively, you're just going to rewrite it so it's active. If it starts off active, you rewrite it so it looks passive. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. For number one, we have the word delabitur. Okay? After you review your new endings, alarm bells should be going off here. You notice that it ends in tour. Okay? So this is, as we see here, aris tour. Okay? So it's third person singular, passive. We're going to make it active. So you see, to go from here to here, you really just get rid of the ur. Okay? So we'll rewrite our word active. Okay? You'll also notice, I don't ask you to do this, but you should kind of get in the habit of looking for what tense you have here. Again, I don't ask you to write it or anything. There is an optional translation part down at the bottom, but for the most part, right now we're just more concerned with realizing, oh yeah, that's passive, let's make it active. But if you look, the ending here isn't just T, it's bit from the future active, bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitus, bunt. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. The next exercise we do is most likely going to have something to do with that. So keep an eye out for that one. Anyway, let's look at number two. So we have the word desidera buntur. Okay, once again, you notice it has that tour ending. So to make it active, you really just get rid of the ur. Okay? So desidera bunt. Okay? And yet again, this one is actually also future, right? Bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitus, bunt. Third person plural of the future. Well, let's look at number three. All right, we have the verb crayontur. Yet again, you detecting a theme here yet? It ends in tour. So to make this one, this verb active, we just get rid of the ur. So we have the verb crayont. You'll notice this one is present tense, right? Because OST, mustis, NT. It's regular old present active. Okay. Number 4. This is probably the weirdest of the new endings of our ristor, more mini intor. Because you notice when you have third person, singular or plural, you just have that weird sound you got to get rid of to go from passive to active. But mini doesn't really look anything like its active form. So we're right here, mini. So this is first, second person plural. In the active, it's tis. Okay, so what we have to do is identify our ending. We can chop it off. We can write our stem again. Okay, and our second person plural active ending is tis. So expectatis. All right. All right, and let's go ahead and look at number 5. We have satya bamur. Again, look at your endings here. Aristor mur, right? So we are in first person plural, passive, so we want to make this first person plural active. To do that, you replace the mur with mus. So, satya ba mus. All right, so that's 1 through 5. Go ahead and do 6 through 10 if you haven't already, and pause the video, come back in just a second once you're done, and I will show you the answers to 6 through 10. So go ahead and pause now, finish up, and welcome back. So here we are at number 6. Amamus becomes amamur with a bant, active to passive, with a abantur. Kenas, active. Kenaris, passive. Pugnabatis, active. Pugnabamini, passive. Timebam, active. Timebamur, passive. Okay? Actually, whoops. Messed that one up. So timebam, if you look at this, bam bas bat, bams batis bant. Bam, that would be first person singular of the imperfect. So instead of bamur, I made it plural for some reason. It's actually time bar, B-A-R. Sorry about that, scholars. All right, so anyway, hopefully you're starting to see the connections here between the active and passive, how you change the endings. Again, next time we'll do a little bit more with how we identify the tenses and whatnot, and we'll start to do a little bit of translation with them. So see you next time, scholars. As always, email me or hit me up on Zoom if you have any questions. All right, I will talk to you next time.